Hi there! Are you struggling to write a good analysis? Well, no worries. Here's everything you need to know on how to write the perfect analysis ever. Let's start right away.
First things first, what is an analysis? Technically, an analysis is defined as to how various literary devices in a piece of work function to create a deeper meaning of the theme, thus emphasizing it. But, in more common terms, an analysis is simply the breakdown and explanation of a piece of evidence in order to support and relate back to the claim.
Now that you know what an analysis is, let's talk about how to write it. So, how exactly do you compose an analysis? Well, the easiest method to compose an analysis is the say, mean, matter method. Let's briefly talk about it.
First, ask yourself, what does it say? This is where you put the evidence. A common form of this process is to start with an introductory phrase and end with a cited quote. The second question to ask is, what does it mean? This part explains what the quote suggests. Verbs like suggest, illustrate, describe, and imply are often used in this process. And the last question is, what does it matter? This is where you answer how the evidence is significant and supports your claim. Starting the sentence with, this quote is important because, or this quote demonstrates, can help enhance your analysis. It is important that you make sure all information connects to the thesis. The primary purpose of analysis is to strengthen your claim. An analysis that strays away from the main point can distract and confuse the reader. Adding on, using appropriate tone is important. Overly biased tone can make the source unreliable and unprofessional. Lastly, use logic and evidence. Weak analyses are not likely to convince the reader. Using logic and reliable evidence can help create trust in the essay.
Finally, ask yourself these 3 questions to check your analysis. Did I identify the mean that should follow the evidence? Did I explain the matter? Is my explanation thorough, exhaustive, and clear? These often help the writer realize the missing parts to a very strong analysis. Right here is an example of a perfect analysis. Because the author of this passage uses an effective tone and reasonable language, which makes the claim more persuasive, thus strengthening it. Now here's an example of a very weak analysis. The writer limits the use of ideas that are necessary to connect it back to the claim, thus weakening the argument. So, this analysis fails to achieve its purpose due to lack of persuasion.